Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be talking about the Smart Band 8 Pro versus Xiaomi Mi Band 8. So these two trackers have just made their way to Europe, and I want to talk about them in detail. Because on one of them we have 1.62-inch AMOLED display, on the other 1.74. We get 150 sport modes on both. Both have 2.5D Gorilla Glass. One looks like a slimline tracker, the pallet-like shape we've all been used to over the last number of years. And then we get a tracker that actually blurs the line between a tracker and a smartwatch. The sheer size is big. Both trackers get AOD. They have an ambient light sensor to enable auto brightness. There are hundreds of faces to download for both of these trackers. Now, visibility alone, it's about equal. You get 600 nits of brightness on both of these trackers. Now, the bigger brother is slightly more expensive. We're talking about 20% up from the Mi Band 8 price. I got both of these trackers from AliExpress, so make sure to check out the listings in the description below the video. So now let's get into the head-to-head comparison. First, we'll talk about the design differences, then we'll talk about the displays, and then we'll get into the features and functions and see which tracker is right for you. Let's do it. In regards to the design, it's quite simple. One tracker is small, the other is large. Well, visually at least. If you look at the display sizes, they are very similar, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So with the Mi Band 8, you get the palette-like design here. The AMOLED display actually stretches edge to edge. The watch case has a metal finish to it. We've got it in graphite black. In fact, that's the same as what we have on the Xiaomi Smart Band 8 Pro. On both trackers, we have the new unique quick release straps. I call them unique because it's quite an interesting mechanism here. So you click the button and the strap comes off. But the straps that are available as accessories from the Xiaomi store, you can get straps with lugs, and that visually increases the size of the trackers. So that is particularly useful on the Mi Band 8 Pro, which looks kind of smallish. And if you want to smarten it up, you might want to get a strap that has lugs. Also, I've got a strap here. It's quite a summer kind of strap. It's yellow, it's got a bit of canvas, it's got a bit of leather, but yet it's got the lugs, so you can see how that looks. Otherwise, the out-of-the-box straps on both are black. They're the usual type. I would say that the Smart Band 8 Pro strap, even though it's wider and thicker, is actually more flexible and more comfortable on the wrist. They both feature the tuck and clip clasps. Now, I'm not a fan of those because I think the watch type clasp is just more convenient to use, but we get what we get here. And again, they suit the sporty nature of these two trackers. You will also notice that neither of them have buttons. They're all touch activated. You will notice though that the larger Smart Band 8 Pro has a microphone on the right hand side of the watch case. So that can be used with the Xiaomi AI Assistant. There is no Bluetooth speaker though, and that is a bit of a downturn. On the Mi Band 8, there is no speaker, no microphone, nothing at all. So now that we're done with the design, let's get into the displays. On the Mi Band 8, we get 1.62 inches. That does sound massive, doesn't it? Then on the Smart Band 8 Pro, we get 1.74 inches. And that is sort of explained by this rectangular flat display. What I like about the Mi Band 8 is that you get relatively thin bezels. On the Smart Band 8 Pro, the bezels are relatively thick, and it just looks a bit out of place. I'm guessing on the next generation they will be made thinner and the display size will increase to 1.8 inches plus. Both of these displays are actually covered by tempered glass, so it's 2.5D Gorilla Glass on both. You will see that on the Mi Band 8 you've got a curved glass sitting on top of the display, and that goes in line with the pebble-like design. While on this watch type, the Smart Band 8 Pro, there's a flat slab of glass over the AMOLED display. And I think that suits as well. Both of these displays are touch activated. I mentioned earlier, there is no buttons on either of the two trackers. So on the Mi Band 8, we actually get 326 ppi. On the bigger brother, we get 336 ppi, so slightly better. So you get a bigger screen, better resolution. In regards to the brightness, well, we've got the same 600 nits on both of these trackers. Is that sufficient? Yes, it is, because even in direct sunlight, both trackers are more than decipherable. You have AOD options on both. Now, you can't choose just any face to be AOD'd on your displays. There are certain themes available on every tracker and you choose one of them. Now, personally, I'm not sure why people have AOD switched on, considering all you need to do is either tap the display twice and the screen lights up, or you just lift up your wrist and once again the face lights up. So why would you want an AOD option on the watch, considering it does drain your battery life quite significantly? But anyway, that's just my humble opinion. In regards to battery life, so with the Mi Band 8, typical usage 7 to 10 days, all depending on AOD. If you use it, well, 5 to 7 days. If you don't, 7 to 10 days, easy. With the bigger brother, you're looking at a typical usage of about a week's time. You've got AOD on, that will drop to about 4-5 days. That's pretty much it in regards to the design, the displays and the battery life. Now let's get into the features and functions. Funnily enough, these two trackers have a lot of commonalities in the features and functions. Let's touch upon sensors first, because there's a whole bunch. So first of all, 24/7 heart rate monitoring, SpO2, aka blood oxygen saturation monitoring, as well as stress monitoring. You also get sleep monitoring. So you get 3 sleep stages which are measured. That's your light, deep and REM sleep. The good thing about the new generation of the Xiaomi Mi Band 8 and the Band 8 Pro is that you don't need to go to the app anymore to see how you slept the previous night. You actually get the sleep state chart right on your watch face, as you can see here on the Mi Band 8. In regards to sports, both of these trackers actually feature 150 goal-based sport modes. Goal-based means that you can set an objective to every activity that you do, such as distance, time, and calories to be burnt. Now, in regards to distance though, this is a key feature of the bigger brother, because it does get inbuilt GPS. The smaller tracker does not get inbuilt GPS, and you need to have it connected consistently to your smartphone via Bluetooth if you want the accurate distance to be measured. If that sounds like the Mi Band 8 is actually losing out, well, yes, it might not get the GPS, but it gets something else. So, as I've showed you before, you can take the straps off and actually put it into a clip. The clip goes on top of your shoelace, and then you can actually calculate more metrics if you're a runner. Such metrics as a stride frequency, stride length, impact force, flight ratio, ground contact time, and so much more. There could be a clip coming for the bigger brother, but I haven't seen it in the accessories range yet. So here we go. You've got the smaller tracker, you've got the larger tracker. As you've noticed, I'm not going to get into the more simple apps and widgets like your weather widgets, your timer and stopwatch. I want to talk about the main functionalities here, and these are 150 sport modes, a lot of sensors that do measure and monitor your vitals. I think these two trackers are quite amazing. They offer so much value to you. There is a feature which is outstanding on the Mi Band 8 but is present on the Band 8 Pro, and that is the microphone. So you do get an AI assistant on the bigger brother here. It is expected that with future updates to the software, both of these trackers will be getting NFC in Europe. So that's pretty much it. This is the head-to-head comparison of these two trackers. Personally, I love the bigger brother. I do. I think it's just so much more usable, more functional. The larger display, even though it doesn't sound like much larger, 1.62 versus 1.74, but the fact that it's stretched across a rectangle, which is sort of more common, it seems that you get more text in it. The pictures and the faces are more stretched out, you get more information on them. I love the fact that I do get inbuilt GPS. That is much more important to me than the clip-on functionality onto the shoelaces of my sport shoes. What I am missing on both of these trackers is a button. Touch activated support is great, but the fact is, when I'm sweaty or when it's raining outside, this is UK after all, we will get a lot of rain coming down in the autumn as well as the winter months. Well, it's just not as convenient to use a touch activated display without any supported navigation via a button. But anyways, I will be leaving listings to both of these trackers in the description below the video, so go check them out if you're interested in a really sharp price. Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit the red subscribe button below the video, and I'll see you in the next one.